the first story I wanted to talk to you about is a company called Telogy Networks. Has anyone here ever heard of Telogy Networks? Okay, we have 2 people. So that part's not important. We're going to show you because you aren't their target market. So the target market for Telogy was embedded software engineers. Probably there's no one in this room that is one of those. We had 2 lines that we were trying to market for Telogy. The one for wireless is called ActiveAir, and then the one for broadband is Golden Gateway. So this had kind of that West Coast feel. So we did the branding, taking that technology for embedded communications, and then actually branding the 2 product lines. The reason why this is really important is it is much better to be a big fish in a small pond than to try to be a small fish in a big pond. And this is a mistake we see people make a lot. And this is something that if you know this, you're going to be much smarter than most of the people you talk to. So you really want to focus in on who is that best target market, and that's who you want to talk to. So in this story, we branded the Telogy and the 2 product lines, and we also positioned them as a company who enables products to communicate. And then we took them out to trade shows. So do any people in this room have industry trade shows that you go to? Okay, so we have a handful of people, and today really in some ways is an industry trade show. And one of the things we've learned is if you can market to the people before the trade show, you actually will get a higher return after the trade show. So that was something that we used to introduce them. And then the category. In this case, the category was voice over packet. Now, Bill Gates would say, will the dogs eat it? So again, the category is not necessarily what we want it to be, but what the press and the industry analysts will talk back to us with. In this case, the press did eat this message, voice over packet, which was hugely important for Telogy, because if you own the category, right, then you can take that to the bank, which this company did. First, Red Herring is a venture capital publication, so we wanted to position them in that. And then Motorola purchases the ActiveAir product line for $50 million. And this was about 2 years after Telogy was started. So do you see the importance of having those 2 distinct product lines? This company actually took that to the bank. And then fast forward a few years later, Texas Instruments buys Telogy for 60 times revenue. So this $13 million company at the time was purchased at the end of the day with stock, $780 million, which is huge. So, you know, if we could all make 60 times our money, if you were $1 million company and someone purchased you for $60 million, wouldn't that be good? Yeah, that would be great. We'd all love that. So this shows the importance of all of the things that we've talked about so far in terms of the things that we want you to think about. We use the 6 easy steps I'm talking to you about today for Telogy. So, you know, if you have the technology and everything else going for you, this could be you. We kept the account in TI, and then we had budget to advertise. So remember when I was saying you pick the vehicle you can afford to use effectively? So we didn't really do too much advertising for Telogy until we were purchased by TI. And that was really because we just didn't have enough budget to do it frequently enough. So we'll talk a little bit about which vehicles to choose for your budget. But you can see some examples here with Telogy, and then we did some advertising, and of course this was very much of a success story, achieving placements in 91% of our targeted publications. So that's fantastic.